comings and goings and just not having the whole offense out there through the entire training camp. How did it feel from the beginning?
I thought, there's some things that we could all probably do a little bit better at, just with myself included, just the live speed and having everybody in together, tied together with everything, shifts, motions, operation, going against man coverage, finding ways to get open and being on time. Like there's just that the sense of urgency that I think that we can be a little bit better with. I think we found that as the game went on, but definitely feel like we could all still get better. So.
This is your first game without Christian. Did it seem weird to you to not have your guy there?
Yeah, I mean, I know Christian does a lot. I think in the past game, dropping back and either going to him as a first option or knowing that he's my last option and there's a really good chance that he's open. But with JP, I think JP did a good job coming in, and there were some third downs and stuff where I was able to hit him on some check downs and him doing the same thing Christian has done. So obviously, Christian is the best, in the league at running back and what he does. I'm not taking anything away from that. But I think JP did a good job of coming in and filling his void and doing his job to allow other guys to get open and allow us to run our offense. So.
Not that this team needs confidence, Brock, but given all you guys went through in the offseason, what happened to Ricky last week, and that traumatic experience, no Christian tonight, to have a convincing win like this against what we all believe is probably going to be a good team, what does that do for the confidence?
Yeah, I think it's good for us. We've been through a lot as a team, just with signing guys, trying to get guys back, Ricky's situation, and Christian, there's a lot that goes on. It's the NFL, some crazy stuff can go on, but just our culture, our team, what we stand for, and how we all come together and find ways to win and rally around each other. We do it right here, and that's something that I stand on and firmly believe in, and we all do. So, I'm very proud of the guys to be able to, fight through just all the adversity and stuff that we've been going through in the last however many months. But we're just going to keep pushing.
Mason came in together. How have you seen him grow in the 3 years that you've been with him? What was it like to see him have the success that he had tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just coming in rookie year, trying to learn the playbook together. He and I would meet a lot and go through everything. So he's always had that drive to learn, and knowing that we were guys that I was the last pick and he was undrafted, and knowing that we weren't going to have a lot of opportunities and we had to make the most of the opportunities that we got. So he knew that, and we both did. And so to see him over the last 2 years, just push the envelope more and more every year, and then get an op, this year at camp and do well with it. And obviously in the first game of the season, he did great with it. So really, really excited for him. He's earned it, man. He's the kind of guy that it was not given to him. And so to see him go out and do what he did tonight, man, I'm so happy for him, and I know he's going to keep pushing.
Brock Mason bought that jugs gun and told us about it. And it seems like it's improved his catch radius this summer. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think just him getting out of the backfield, reading the defense as a quarterback does, and what Christian does really well. JP grew in that area, and then obviously just with his hands getting better, he's just smooth, soft. Sometimes running backs can be a little, bobbly on checkdowns and stuff, but he's the kind of guy now where, he looks things in, gets it tucked in really well, and then he's off and going. So that's an area that he definitely got better at, and we saw it tonight.
Were you aware that you scored on all 8 of your series after the opening 3 and out? And are you disappointed that Moody got 6 field goals?
I didn't know that. I'm happy for Moody. But yeah, I mean, it's for us as an offense. It's man, we want to score touchdowns, and we're hard on ourselves about I think it was a 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 10, and coming up short. And it's man, there's areas where we want to push each other and get a little better, and that starts with me. So, but I'm glad Moody got some good work in, and he did a great job tonight. Thanks, guys.
Freddie, it was game 1 for Swartz, and I thought he called a pretty good game. What did you think of the game he called?
Called a great game. I love the way that he, approaches the preparation, the way that he leads our group, and ultimately, goes out there and calls a flawless game. There's things to clean up on our side as players execution-wise, but I'm proud of the way that we fought.
Speaking of fighting, he used a right hook to punch a ball.
Yeah.
Did that kind of send the message you wanted to?
Yeah, man, it's something I practice all the time. I'm trying to do whatever I can to help help our team win games, man. I know how important it is to take the ball away. We always shoot for 3 takeaways. We got 2, so we need that one extra one going into next week. But it's first of many.
When you say that Nick called a flawless game, what do you mean exactly by that? Are you kind of guessing along with him and thinking, what's he going to call into your helmet next, or how does that kind of work its way out?
Yeah, I think we kind of go throughout the week of me and him talking about his mindset throughout the game. I mean, it was a unique preparation because we didn't know exactly how they were going to come out and attack us, right? We kind of could go back and look at the Packers stuff. We tried to look at the Jets games last year, but having Aaron and the Jets together, it was going to be a unique combination to try to feel it out. So, I just think he kept it pretty simple, allowed us to just go out and play free, and we continued to communicate throughout the game. So it was just good to kind of get that first one under our belt.
Success. Go ahead.
Obviously, you're not tackling Jordan Mason in training camp, but I mean, do you get a sense of his physicality? And did you? I don't know if you expected 147 yards, but I mean, do you expect that was possible when he fills in for Christian?
I mean, I know it sounds silly, but I truly do expect that of him. I love the fact that Jordan he trained here this offseason. Chose to train here with me and some of the other linebackers, Flan and Curtis, and we compete here. Even in the offseason, I saw him with a different mindset that he was going to be ready for his moment when it did come. All training camp, he got a lot of reps, obviously with Christian out, and you mentioned it. Even though I'm not tackling him to the ground, I can still feel the physicality and seeing it throughout the preseason. He was ready for his moment, and I'm so happy for him and being able to continue to grow in this system.
Much was made of the run defense, maybe not being where you want to be at the end of last year. Seemed like a lot of success tonight. What do you think helped kind of get that part of the game going?
Yeah, I think it starts with execution. We all got to obviously be on our assignment, on our job, and then it goes hand in hand with the style of play. Honestly. I think what separates defenses in this league, there's a lot of rules to protect offensive players, but at the end of the day, if you want to separate yourself as a defense, you got to play with a certain physicality. And I feel like we did that from the first snap all the way through the game. There's some things to clean up, some missed tackles, but ultimately I think we did a good job.
Margaret and Collins were really good against the run, I thought, in this game. What did you think of playing behind that duo tonight?
It felt good. I got to watch the tape, but it felt right out there for sure. Yeah.
Say anything to you after this game?
Yeah, but I'll keep it between me and him this time. Similar message. Yeah.
Did he look like Aaron Rodgers to you? I mean, with a year off?
Absolutely. I mean, he's still got that savvy vet to him. Getting us off sides and throwing a touchdown down the field. Classic Aaron. Obviously they got some things to clean up, but ultimately, at least they got him.
Not that you guys are in need of a confidence boost, but with so much going on this offseason, what does a win like this kind of do for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, you always have an idea of the type of team you got heading into a year, but you never really know until you go out there week one and you see it, right? And so to be able to put a performance of a true team effort, offensively, defensively, kicking game, it obviously builds confidence going into week two.
All the star power on offense, but a lot of those guys weren't on the field during the off season. Did the defense kind of put it upon yourselves to kind of raise the level and almost to the point like you don't know how many points the offense is going to score, but you guys got to take care of business?
Yeah, I think regardless of, that's like you mentioned, it's a star-studded offense. You got all pros at every level. But regardless, I feel like defensively it's our job to go out and win games defensively, regardless of what we got on offense. I think if we keep that mindset on top of having a dominant offense, that's when you really overwhelm teams. Okay, thanks, guys.
Think about this. What makes this team so impervious to outside noise and influences? Whether guys are holding out or you have almost a near legit tragedy over the last weekend, and you guys always seem to be able to zoom right back in.
We got great leaders in this locker room, and we got people who follow the leaders, and we got leaders that echo what the coaches are preaching, and so I think that's the reason our locker room is able to stay focused.
You've been able to see Jordan kind of grow up here over the last 3 years. In what ways has he grown up, and what was it like seeing him do what he did?
I mean, you've seen it. Honestly, every time he touched the ball, in my recollection, he looked like that he looked like tonight. But, obviously becoming more of a pro. But I'm sure he's grown up over the last couple of years, but it's not like I can see a glaring, he matured. Like, he came in pretty mature. And he was always ready for his opportunity. Even being third, fourth back, he was always ready. And he came and closed a lot of games for us and ran tough, and he earned everybody's respect.
He said during the offseason he got a jugs machine, went home, his dad was practicing with him. He really took the offseason seriously. So did he seem more focused when he came in this year?
I didn't see him when he came in because I went here. I don't know if you heard or not. But no, yeah, when I came in, obviously, just talking to him before the game, we knew he was going to be RB1 today. When we found out he was going to be RB1, I went up to him and just gave him a little pep talk, see where he was, and he was, laser focused, ready to go. And I knew from that point on, I ain't had to worry about. I knew he was going to have a great game. I knew it, so I'm glad he proved me right.
How did you feel game one versus other game ones? Was it a marked difference for you?
Yeah, it was uncharted waters for me. I never been in a situation where I didn't have the luxury of being able to knock the rust off in camp. I've never came off a 6-month layoff, 7-month layoff, and right into game week. You know what I'm saying? So that was new for me. I really didn't know what to expect. Obviously, I played a lot of football, so I knew it would come back to me. I just didn't know how long it would take. Obviously, there's rust involved. Got to get in football shape. I hadn't played football. You can't really replicate, the exhaustion that you kind of put yourself through during a football game, especially old linemen. It's like pushing a truck every play. So. I honestly, I didn't know what to expect tonight. I have a lot of confidence in myself to go and play at a high level, but like I said, it's uncharted water, so I didn't know how much that would affect me.
For week 2, just given short week, you had to have an IV this week. Are you worried about Minnesota at all?
No, not worried.
Are you worried about what it'll feel like when you wake up tomorrow?
No, we got a little cold tub in there. If it hurt that bad, I'm gonna go jump in.
I heard Kyle told you guys a couple days ago that he felt the practice was tremendous. He could tell you were ready. Could you tell walking in that everything was good?
Oh yeah, I walked in. I'm like, damn, everybody is like laser focused. Everybody flying around. It's like not a lot of joking going on. It's like we got a lot of new players in the locker room that's already playing at San Francisco. At what we expect around here. So, looked at all the young guys and the draft and. Just like, damn, obviously we had a good roster last year. I didn't know that they could improve it, but, in my opinion, we improved, and those guys are playing their butts off.
Dominic Cooney, who's a rookie, got his first start today.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to go back and watch the game and just kind of see how he did. Obviously, he played well. We all as a group ran the ball pretty well. We protected pretty well, I think. I'm not sure what the sack numbers look like, but, I can't remember anything just, blatant. But obviously his head has to be spinning. Week 1, you got a Jets defensive line that's kind of been, talked about throughout the last couple of years as being, the defense in all, not even just the line, the front 7, the cornerbacks. We've heard a lot about him, so I'm sure his head was spinning, going out there getting his first start, but obviously I think he played well. I haven't seen it yet, but just going off the results, I think he played well.
He felt like they were doing stunts just for him, but he seemed to handle it pretty well.
Yeah, of course. You got a rookie, and you got those type of guys across from him. You're going to try to test him, So I'm pretty sure he did well. I hope so.
First touchdown drive, you had 11 runs out of 12. Was that just Kyle just getting into it and said, let's go? What would you feel about that?
Yeah. Obviously we wanted to keep them keep that D-line moving. We didn't want them to just be able to pin their ears back and pass rush. It's what they do best. So, we want to get them running side to side, get JP going downhill like he did, and I think the game plan worked out perfectly.
You tell your quarterback, like, yo, might be a little tired this time.
Nah, I'm definitely not going to scare him like that. Nah.
All right, thanks, Trent.
All righty. Y'all take care.
What do you think about the defense as a whole? I mean, it seemed like you guys controlled the line of scrimmage and stopped the run pretty quickly, even though they kept trying.
Yeah, no, I'm really proud of how we came out with energy, and Fred making that play early kind of set the tone. But yeah, if we could stop the run like that, we'll obviously clean up more things, and we'll have a lot more rush ups in the future.
The last few years, and you guys have been good defensively, but against the run particularly, you've been top 5, top 7. What drives that? What about this team allows you to do that?
Well, that's just our main focus every year, because if you can make teams one-dimensional, it's huge, and it's always a number one focus every single year, especially with our D-line scheme and the way we play our linebackers. So yeah, we take a lot of pride in it, and last year we weren't as good as we needed to be, so we had to improve. How many yards was it tonight? You know?
I stopped. It was like 31 late third quarter, early fourth before those last 2 drives.
Okay. So under 100 for sure. Yeah.
What do you think makes this team so impervious to outside influences and talk? I mean, you held out last year. You guys hit the ground running fine. You got 2 holdouts this year. Stuff's going on, and people think, maybe it's kind of a bad vibe this year, and you come out and play like this.
Yeah, I mean, our ownership really takes care of us, and you have to when you have really good players, and we have really good players at every position. And when guys aren't there, I mean, we have their back. We know that when they get back, they're going to work their butts off. So it doesn't change when they're not here. We're working, and when they come, we're working. So it's a good day.
I think Leonard Floyd said that you guys are just really scratching the surface of what the potential of this defensive line could do. How did you feel out there with that?
I agree. Yeah, I think having him on the other side is going to open up a lot of things for all the guys rushing. And Malik played an awesome game in the run, and he's a great vet to have. And me and him are gonna work really well together on the left there.
What is it about the changes? I mean, because obviously you lost Eric, who was such a mainstay here, and you got a couple injuries with Dre and Funga. It sounds like you're confident and comfortable with the new faces, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a testament to Kyle and John and all the scouts finding guys who fit us and fit our culture. And you really have no choice when you come into this building to not play with great effort and play Niner football. And I think tonight was the epitome of a Niner win.
What was it like to have Nick Sorensen out there in his first game as defensive coordinator, and how do you think he's kind of changed the defense?
He hasn't changed much. We have a few things that we really didn't get to that are a little different, but I think just keeping it simple, doing what we do best, and it works out usually.
You referenced these guys earlier, but what specifically about Collins and Floyd makes them fit this? Why are they good matches for you?
Well, Floyd is just a ball of energy, and he could run, and people think he's a smaller, skinnier guy that can't play the run, but he's explosive as heck, so he could really play the run like we need him to, and obviously he could rush. His speed rush is he's proved it throughout his career. And then Malik, just a beast in the run game, big guy, and if he could do that all year, then we're going to be in good shape.
Coincidence that he had Aaron's last sack and then got his first sack this year?
Yeah, no, he gets to the quarterback, and we're going to need him to.
Last year, I mean, because you weren't here during training camp, it didn't seem like as fast of a start. Do you feel like this is a more cohesive group because everybody was here through training camp?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely build some cohesiveness, and like you said, we're just scratching the surface. We're going to have a lot of fun games, I think. Thank you.
Thanks.